Hello, this is Tina Karagulian. It's a time of surrender, time of stepping in, and I'd like to invite all of the ancestors, divine mothers who have walked with us, grandmothers, wisdom keepers, elders, Kuan Yin, Guadalupe, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Mother Mary, Shakti, Mother Earth herself, and all you dear ones who mother in all the ways that you do. I was asked in preparation for this, how do I begin? And I heard, tell the story of when Divine Mother was in the closet. Divine Mother was a painting that I painted long ago, 22 years ago, this past March actually, where I walked into a shrine area in San Antonio and felt incredibly blessed. I felt blessed by her presence. I felt this embarking on a new phase of my life of marriage, motherhood, and connection. And I felt amazing support. It was beautiful. And I said, I'm going to paint a painting to honor this moment. So I painted this multicultural painting of the Divine Mother with a rose where her spiritual side is, in the middle of her forehead. She had dark skin to represent the Black Madonna in my way, a woman who has gone through many difficult fires and continued to survive. And I donated it to, they have a community area where all people in the community donated beautiful pieces of art and prayers. But what I discovered was, after a while of visiting, that something called me and said, you need to go back and get her. I heard, I'm in the closet. And I thought that was very strange. But when I got there, I couldn't find the painting. I said, where is she? Where is the Divine Feminine? And I found out that indeed she was placed in a closet, and I heard her say, bring me home. So I brought her back with me. But I initially brought her to different offerings that I had done, collage gatherings that I had offered with women, brought the painting with me. But then I began to realize she was saying, let me live in you more. Let us bridge this gap. Let us become this divine feminine presence within each and every person on earth. Let's really claim that. Let's come out of the closet. So there's something in the shadows, in the closets of your own heart that is waiting to be heard, felt, witnessed, voiced, breathed, and shared. Are you willing to surrender to your heart's true call at this time? To go deeper. Some of us have been preparing for this moment for a long time. For some, it is a bold new moment of going into an unknown. And so there's this moment of, can I surrender even more than I already have? Or can I surrender and know that there will be a ground to walk upon? Many of the divine feminine in my tribe and community have spoken about voice, voicing something that has not been spoken or held back amidst the release of things that are hidden, maybe lies that we've told ourselves or told in our communities. All that is being brought to light. Inviting a deeper intimacy. So I wanted to explore 3 different ways of relationship. There's many more, I know, but ways that we can surrender in relationship. The first, with others in the natural world. Consent, invitation, and curiosity. These are the ways of the divine feminine. Wherever we have not asked for consent or given it when it is right, we're being asked to revisit. Be authentic in our sharing with others in our beautiful earth. Gwendolyn Terra teaches the core of the practice is to listen to another, to pause, and then listen again with curiosity. Listen to your body and your response to that, and be curious about what is needing attention. What is needing attention and love? And when your shadow comes up, because it will, do not interpret what comes your way from the other, but stay in your heart. And I would also add to that, do not constrict the heart, because there's a tendency to pull back. And there's a time for that. So don't get me wrong there. If you're in a tender trauma place and it feels too much, there is a time to do that. But I'm telling you that there is a moment where that becomes an old pattern. And the divine feminine that supports us now, and they are here and present with our grandmothers and ancestors, they are here to say, you don't have to do that any longer with others. There's an opportunity to open your heart. Stay tall. You might feel some blows come at you, but stay in the dialogue, stay in the connection, stay in the presence of another. Be willing to check in with yourself. Can I stay in this moment with this other person in a new way, in a more open-hearted way, not knowing what will come next? This is the surrender that has come to us in the new time we're in. You may be surprised at your heart's resilience and the grace that comes. Just ask for grace. When you don't know if you're on that in that moment, can I actually do this? Say, grace, show me the way. And it will take you to the next moment. To encourage a deeper intimacy with another. But asking for consent, asking for, would you like my perspective? Would you like me to do X? Or asking a place on Mother Earth, would you like me to do something in co-creation with you? It's a very powerful consent question. And pause. Have others listen with you to that deeper listening. Marianne Williamson also invites us, when we are in connection with another, that we can look at non-violent radical truth-telling. Non-violent radical truth-telling. And she says, ask this question of yourself. Is the other person going to be compassionate about what he or she sees in me? And am I going to own it, the truth of what is seen? If it is true. Let me say that again. Is the other person going to be compassionate about what he or she sees in me? And am I going to be able to own it if it's true? That's how things heal, she says. That's how we go deeper in our connection with one another, a deeper intimacy forms, our communities strengthen. The second type of relationship is being present and accepting endings. Endings. They're happening so much right now. Endings of systems, and endings of relationships, endings of lives that move on to another, and how they're being done. We can surrender to a grace and acceptance and a gentleness and compassion in those endings as much as we can. I'm very aware of many who are dying and maybe don't have family around. Again, it's tapping in to different ways that we can love and be there for another. And I hear about these beautiful moments. Those are the things that we need to cultivate. How can we still be there for one another when we're not physically near? How can we connect in many, many ways? There are infinite ways. But how can we compassionately also walk away from an end of a relationship that no longer grows in the same way together without judgment? It's an act of immense love to let someone go, to grieve, to feel in the heart, because all love stitched moments together with others, even if there is new paths forming. Yet if one, again, looking back at consent and free will, if one does not say yes to move forward, by honoring the free will of another, we allow a deeper love to take root within us. A deeper love that, again, the divine feminine says we will help you cultivate. It takes it to another level where you can love and release and have more space in your heart for more of a kind of a love that maybe you didn't know, releasing an attachment to how it could be. So it's a surrender and a trust in what feels like a no for you becomes fuller yeses for both people down the road. And that's what you can hold in a tender and loving place in your heart. And thirdly, surrendering to the deep relationship with the divine feminine in your own beautiful hearts. Connecting and claiming your sovereignty by going within. The 13 Indigenous grandmothers told us about this divine feminine that our great grandmothers and grandmothers knew. It's in our DNA. It's time to call upon that now, to serve humanity in a way that only you can. I want to tell you a story about Pua Case. She's a Hawaiian woman. When her daughter was only about 11 years old, I believe, her daughter could hear spirits. She heard the spirit, the water spirit of the land that they were on. The name was, the elder spirit was Moainea. And Moainea said to her daughter, I want you to ask your mother on my behalf to help me support this mountain, Mauna Kea. This mountain that was being riddled with telescopes and things that were not sacred to the land. We're going to scar the mountain. So her daughter tells Pua Case, and Pua Case immediately goes, She has this moment of the implications of saying yes to this were great. She knew that she would have to file court filings. She knew that she would have to face maybe family and community that didn't believe in listening to spirits. She knew she would have to deal with a lot of her own fears of stepping into her own voice. And she hesitated. And while her daughter was standing in front of her, her daughter said, Moainea says, it's okay if you say no. Because even in that moment, the spirit elder was asking for consent, modeling it for her, modeling it for us. That in free will, there is a time for things. And if you can't do it right now, it's still okay. If it's your destiny, a way will show itself. But she knew in that moment that it was her soul time to say yes. And she said yes. But she freely tells us how hard it was initially. It's that first step, that first moment. We will be faced with that again and again in the next few years in particular, where you're going to be asked to do something that doesn't make any sense to your logic, that doesn't make any sense to how you have been living, but your soul is saying, the divine feminine within is saying, it's time for you to move forward. There is grace even in the struggle, even in the discomfort, even in the fear. Ask for it, rest in that sacred heart of yours. So close your eyes for a moment and sit tall, chin in a bit. Tune in to your hearts. Maybe put your hands upon your heart. And ground into your body, into Mother Earth. Feel yourself rooted like roots of light going down from your feet into the core of the earth, your tailbone. Another root comes from that part of you into the earth. And the earth wants you to know she has got you. She's got you. She's supporting you. Feel her love. Embrace her. Inhale with your breath. Feel her love come in with your inhale, swirling up through your feet, through your legs, all through your body, swirling, swirling up through the top of your head, connecting to the divine in the sun and in the heavenly realms, in all the divine feminine ones who walk before you. Exhaling down their love through your body, through all of your spinal column and muscles and organs, through your emotional body, through your mental body, down into the earth, exhaling, composting anything that you're ready to release through your feet. Inhaling once more, coming up, residing in your heart. Connect to this beautiful heart of yours. And say in your own way, in your own words, I am here now in this moment. I consent to be here. I consent to my soul's and my divine feminine essence. I choose grace. I choose love. And just breathe that in. Surrender to that deeper, in a deeper way than you have before. Use your voice to claim your sovereignty. Use your voice to speak truth where it needs to be seated in the world. But allow grace and gentleness to show the way that honors all of us. So feel this radiant love coming out from your heart in all directions. Let it anchor within you. And while you sleep, ask for a deeper anchoring of your own higher self, your own Holy Spirit essence, your own wisdom of the heart to guide your process that only lives through you in the beautiful way that is you. You are needed on this earth. You are supported. You are so, so blessed. The Divine Mothers want to bless you. Claim your sovereignty. And bless all of those who are frightened around you, no matter what goes on whatever side they're on. It doesn't matter. Ask for grace and love to blanket those who are afraid of losing power, those who are afraid of losing control, those who are afraid of being who they truly are. We have all been in all of those situations. Yet honor their choice, but still love. Love will continue to support us as we become who we truly are. And press your hands against your heart in gratitude for all that you are and all that you will continue to shine in this world. So be it. Thank you. Blessing.